may be pleasing to your will. Father, if you do, we will give you all the glory and all the praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right. Well, thank you very much. It is 9:02. We will call this meeting of Commissioners Court to order. As of this morning, we have no citizens' comments delivered to the chair. So item number 1 is consider and take action on minutes from previously held meeting of Commissioners Court on June the 23rd, 2020. Gentlemen, we have it here in our backup. Any additions, deletions, or comments?
Hearing none, Judge, I move that we approve the minutes for the meeting of Commissioners Court on June 23rd, 2020 as presented.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner Cheney, to approve the minutes of Commissioners Court on June the 23rd, 2020 as presented. All those in favor? Item passes. Item number 2 is remove from the table and consider and take action on minutes from previously held meeting of the Commissioners Court on June the 16th, 2020. May we have a motion to remove from the table?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner McCam, to remove from the table the approval of the minutes of June the 16th, 2020. All those in favor? Item passes. Gentlemen, we have those in our backup, and I believe the discussion was concerning the new hires that we did. Do we see that those are corrected?
They are, Judge.
All right. Any other comments?
I would just like to make one comment to say that to the department heads and HR that this is kind of the way that when they're presented in the backup or presented for us, that this is the way they need to kind of read
Okay.
going forward. And it's been a new change for everybody since we put in the new plans. This would keep us from having to table them
Right.
the next time, so.
Agreed. As we have implemented this, there's growing pains and a learning curve that we're all having to meet. So,
Absolutely.
and this does clear the path for what the actual intent of the court was on the new hire.
True.
Any further comments? Entertain a motion.
I move that we accept the regular session meeting on June the 16th of Commissioners Court 2020 as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner Cheney, to approve the minutes from previously held meeting of Commissioners Court on June the 16th, 2020. All those in favor? Item passes. Item 3 is consider and take action on refund request for overpayment of taxes from the Henderson County Tax Assessor Collector. Cindy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have 3 refund checks this morning totaling $9,599.68. One of these refunds is a credit card payment that the customer accidentally applied 3 payments.
Ouch.
Yes.
Mhm.
And the other one is an exemption correction. They were correcting an over 65 exemption when they moved the home from one property account to another.
On
So the one made 3 payments instead of 1 payment?
Yeah, he did them all in one day. His taxes were almost $3,800, and he did his payment. He couldn't see where it went through, so he tried it twice more, not realizing that it had went through. And apparently he tried it a 4th time, and the bank said no. So.
any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the refunds.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Cheney, second by Commissioner McCam, to approve the 3 refunds of overpayment of taxes. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Item passes. Item 4, consider and take action to accept a $297 Texas Commission on the Arts grant to support a Henderson County Library Summer Reading Program. Mrs. Honora.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The Texas Commission on the Arts has a grant program where they partially fund the performers who come to summer programs for public libraries. And we applied, and they have sent us a check for $297, so I think we should accept it.
Questions for Mrs. Honora? With the complications of the circumstances we have, how are we doing with the library and the programs?
The library's going well. We're down to 40 people at a time, and it's come and go. We're still not inviting people to sit down and relax in the library, which is unusual, but everybody understands, and they're just happy the library's open. Our summer programs, our children's programs are going to be outdoors in the Arboretum under the pavilion, so we're really excited that we can continue our programs in July. We're good.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Any further questions?
I move to accept the $297 from Texas Commission on the Arts grant.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCams, second by Commissioner Tooley to approve the acceptance of a $297 grant from the Texas the Texas Commission on the Arts in support of the Henderson County Library Summer Reading Program. All those in favor? Item passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 5. Consider and take action on clarifying the district attorney position that was approved in Commissioner's Court on April the 21st, 2020. Nikki. Good morning.
I just need clarification on Ms. Pace, that we are moving the position from Assistant District Attorney 1 down to Assistant District Attorney 2. Because whenever I set her up, I only put her in Assistant District Attorney 1, Step 2. Because that wasn't clarified in the minutes, and I didn't know that that was the court's wish to do that. So we need to move that position in order to put her at that Step 2, Assistant District Attorney 2.
Question.
District Assistant Attorney 2, Step 2.
Right.
Yes.
In our discussions, if we remember right, we had district attorney here with us, and it was discussed. And the issue was that it was not in the wording of the minutes. And unless someone from, be it Nikki or Michael from our county treasurer is present in the meeting, it's hard to have backup on that, having the specific, somewhat of the same discussions that we were having earlier with the minute clarification.
It's going from DA what?
DA Assistant Attorney to Assistant Attorney 2. So she had 2, and they had 2 Assistant District Attorney 2s. Now they have 3.
And they moved from 1.
From 1 down to 2.
Correct.
And then I believe at budget, they're wanting to move another one from 1 to 2.
And some of this is a part of the anticipated changeover. If you'll remember right, we had our candidate for DA working in conjunction with our current district attorney and was a part of this setup and moving. Any other questions? So what you need is a motion clarifying.
Yes, moving the position from Assistant District Attorney to Assistant District Attorney 2.
And with placement of step 2, right?
Step 2, yes. And then on this next week's payroll, I will go back and adjust her pay so that she will get what she should have since we didn't move the position.
Okay.
I move to clarify the district attorney position by moving the Assistant District Attorney 1, Step 2 to Assistant District Attorney 2, Step 2.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Cheney to approve the clarification of the moving of a district attorney number 1, step 2, to be placed as a district attorney number 2, step 2.
Correct.
Any further comments? All those in favor of the motion? Item passes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item 6 is a public hearing that is set for 9:15. Given that it is 9 to 9:11, we will move further down the line. Public hearing. We will move to item 9, which is consider and take action to issue a request for proposals and qualifications for engineering services related to the 2012-2020 Community Development Block Grant funding as administered by the Texas Department of Agriculture and authorize Crescent Heights Water Corporation to receive a proposal and qualifications for service on behalf of Henderson County. If you would, please introduce yourself.
I'm Carla Barr, manager at Crescent Heights Water Supply, and this is in conjunction with the Community Block Grant, and we're just moving forward with setting action so that we can request from the Commissioners Court the opportunity to receive proposals and qualifications for engineers in the behalf of Henderson County to take those duties over, and then we can move forward with our plans to submit our application for the community block grant. So we have a more defined task that we can place before them.
Gentlemen, you may remember this several weeks ago. We started this process of sponsoring Crescent Heights Water in its efforts to do increases to the capacity and the strength of their water system. And it is a portion, since we are sponsoring, that we are a part in the appointing of and a part of in the process of getting the proposals for the upgrades. And that is what we're looking at here today, is putting it to receive proposals and qualifications for engineering firms to actually spec out this program. Is that a summed up way of putting it?
That's correct.
Now, who do you have with you here today?
This is Keith Payne, who's assisting us with, or here to help answer any questions that you might have on how this process works, in case you may have questions.
Mr. Payne, if you would, please come and speak to the court and give a more thorough background discussion than I was able to do, if you would, please.
Well, thank you, Judge and Commissioners. Just one note in the wording of the agenda item, that it should be second line, the dates 2012 to 2022, that should be 2021, 2022.
Okay, it was presented that way. It is a typo on our part. Okay, please continue. Get Angie for that.
The grant that Crescent Heights would be applying for would be generally for expanded water capacity. The grant is typically for water, sewer, drainage, and because of the virus, most everything with these grants has been really compressed. The Unified Scoring Committee will be meeting in the next, I'm told July 9th, but in the next couple of weeks to finalize that. But there's a number of items that have to happen on the front end, and with a compressed schedule on the back end, it's best if we can to get those items out of the way, which would be the hiring of a grant administrator and the hiring of an engineer, so that the scope of work can be prepared and ready when the grant application period is open. So any other questions, I'd be happy to answer for you.
Any further questions?
Is this a matching grant for y'all?
It is a matching grant, and again, because the Unified Scoring Committee hasn't set that spec yet, in the last round, the match was based on the population from the 2010 census. I'm hearing that it's just going to be a 10% match, but that has not been determined yet, so.
It has been a number of years. The county has participated in these programs before, and this is a continuing of that process. I will say it's probably been 12, 15 years since the last time we assisted, but most of these community development block grants have been reserved for our water supply corporation. Has been what Henderson County has historically done. And if we get this cleared here today and the following item, they will be able to proceed forward without any more delay, at least from our side.
Ms. Thorpe, how many customers do y'all serve?
Well, we have 642 connections, so approximately 1,936 active participants on the water system, so we're very small. So our income, based on the COVID situation, has been reduced. This would be timely, to assist us as others in the community. We just are very thankful for anything that would help us improve our infrastructure and move forward for serving, the needs of the community.
Any other questions or comments? Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve request for proposal and qualification for engineering services related to 2021 and through 2022 Community Development Block Grant funding as administered by the Texas Department of Agriculture, and authorize Crescent Heights Water Supply Corporation to receive proposals and qualification for services on behalf of Henderson County.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Chaney, second by Commissioner Tooley, and I will not repeat it.
Thank you.
But with that, all those in favor? Item passes. We'll go ahead and do item 10 while we're here. Consider and take action appointing Carla Tharp. I hope I said that correctly.
Yes.
Tharp. Manager, Gary Reynolds, plant operator, and at least one elected official to serve as a selection review committee for selecting and rating proposals for professional services for the county's 2021 and 2022 Texas Community Development Block Grant application. Gentlemen, there has to be a set forth committee to review the proposals that we have just agreed to go out for. In this instance, we do have Ms. Tharp and Mr. Reynolds. And speaking with Commissioner Thomas, he asked that the one elected official be named as the Commissioner of Precinct 1. Especially given the fact that we are in an election cycle and that this process will be continuing for a little while longer. And this leaves it flexible for however long that it does eventually take. Any questions? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner McCam, to appoint Ms. Carla Tharp, Gary Reynolds, and Commissioner Precinct 1 to serve as Selection Review Committee involved with the 2021-2022 Texas Community Development Block Grant application. All those in favor? Item passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, at this time, we'll move back up to item 6, which is a public hearing that was scheduled to be at 9:15. It is now 9:21. If we could have a motion to enter into public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Chaney, second by Commissioner McCam, to enter into public hearing to discuss the setting of a speed limit of 30 miles an hour on County Road 4404 located in Precinct 4. All those in favor? Item passes. This is an opportunity for anyone from the public wishing to speak in favor or in opposition to the setting of a speed limit of 30 miles an hour on County Road 4404. I remind anyone wishing to speak that you have 3 minutes of time, and that if you would give your name and your address for the record, and please come to the podium to address the court.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
This is my first time ever making a meeting because I just moved down here. My name is Benjamin Cordero. I live at 12271 County Road 4404, LaRue, Texas.
Could you please spell your last name for the clerk?
C-O-R-D like in Delta, E-R-O.
Thank you. Please proceed.
That's my address. That's where I live. I agree that the speed limit should change to 30 because I've seen the problem of the speed that people do go by and all that. Another question I'd like to ask is if somebody could show me the way to find out more information of the responsibility of or places where I could go to get information about neighborhood, who's in charge of what, who do I speak to when I, if I have any questions. Well, I do agree that it should be 30. My opinion should be 25 miles an hour. But there's a lot of construction trucks going by, working and all that. So that's my opinion. Thank you and God bless you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in favor or in opposition of setting a speed limit to County Road 4404? Seeing that we have no one else wishing to speak at this time, can we have a motion to close public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Cheney, second by Commissioner McCam to close public hearing at 9:23. All those in favor? Item passes. Item number 7, consider and take action to set a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit on County Road 4404 located in Precinct 4. Commissioner?
Yes, this is in Precinct 4 in our, in the La Corner area there, about pretty close to the school. I looked at it yesterday, and it has a stretch that's straight, and that's where they speed, and I've had complaints about speeders coming through there, and therefore I'd like to set that speed limit.
Questions or comments? I do have one comment in response to the statement that was made during the public hearing about wishing for a 25 mile an hour. Again, by state law, the court is limited to setting a speed limit without going through a special process,
Right.
only down to 30 miles an hour. There is a neighborhood speed limit setting that can be brought to the court through a petition process that is actually laid out in statute to follow. But on any given day, the court's limits to reducing a speed limit is to the 30 miles an hour. Like I said, there is an option of a neighborhood speed limit that follows a different path and process. So, are any other questions or comments?
I'll make a motion to approve the 30 mile an hour speed limit on County Road 4404 in Precinct 4.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Cheney, second by Commissioner McCam, to approve the setting of a speed limit of 30 miles an hour on County Road 4404 in Precinct 4. Any further comments? If not, all those in favor? Item passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, my computer flashed out on me. Pardon?
8.
We have item 11, item 8, which is a public hearing that was scheduled for 9:20. we have an issue with this. The commissioner says that, Commissioner, if you want to speak to this
Well,
issue.
This is a road that, this is a very short road, and we put it on really by mistake because the way our road is, it goes straight and then it also turns. And so we were thinking that's 4405, but it's still 4404. So 4404 goes straight and then it comes to a T. And so that's both roads. So we mistakenly put 4405 on there.
At this point, there really is no need for a public hearing. Is there anyone here wishing to, that came to speak to the issue of 4405? Okay. Well, given that there is a issue with the actual process, we will go ahead and skip over this at this time and bring it back once we have the correct location. So this time we have item 11, which is consider and take action on a petition to abandon part of a plat of the Creekwood subdivision and canceling certain road easements within the Creekwood subdivision located in Precinct 1. Gentlemen, this is actually, I spoke with Commissioner Thomas about this on numerous occasions. We have the Creekwood subdivision that is one of those subdivisions that did not completely develop in the beginning. And there have been a few locations within the subdivision that has sold, and a house is, I think there's a couple of houses in there, are actually a part of that subdivision. Jody, did the county attorney come in on Zoom? I'll have him speak to it.
Can you hear me?
There you are. Yes. We have speaking with us our county attorney. Go ahead, Clint.
Yes, it's just as the judge said, it's a subdivision that just never really developed out. There's actually a couple of road easements in there that are just not roads at all. The roads never were even developed. It didn't make it that far. And so the developer and the requester of today's petition is a gentleman by the name of Kit Campbell, who filed the petition. He's actually going to divide, if the court will grant him to abandon the original plat. He has some people interested in buying some larger tracts, and so he's going to resurvey those, or already has resurveyed those into tracts that are over 5 acres. And already has a few buyers that are interested in buying them, and that's the reason he wants to abandon or cancel the plat. He did send notice out to everybody in the subdivision, everybody that bought lots in the original subdivision. He sent notices out to them. He ran a notice in the newspaper that he sent us a copy, and I believe Scotty probably put both of those in y'all's backup. But I think he's done everything that's required of him to do this.
Questions for the county attorney? Well,
Do you know what two roads it is that have not been developed?
Do I know the name of the road?
Yeah.
there are, I believe it is Live Oak and Willow Lane. These.
Which one is the furthest south? It's the one that's the furthest south that's not developed through there.
It looks like Willow.
Willow, yeah. I think that's the road that never was put in. And you can drive by it now on either county road, and you can kind of see a path. Most of it's all grown up, but you can kind of see where it would have been. It just never was developed into a road.
Well, actually, they're also requesting the closing of Live Oak Road as well in their petition, which is a cross street.
Yeah, I'm sorry to talk over you, but any of the roads that they're requesting to be closed, they're not existing roads. I can tell you that.
Right. This is easements
The easements to the roads, right, yeah, we're not closing any county roads or as far as that goes, any private roads, because the road that will now be the border of the subdivision, there's actually lots that have been sold on both sides of it.
Okay. Any other questions? Is there anyone wishing to speak to this issue today? Yes, sir. Please come forward if you would and introduce yourself.
Good morning, I'm Kid Campbell, and I'm the petitioner, and I'd be happy to answer any questions, but it sounds like you've covered this very well.
Is this something that is in agreement with yourself and the prior developer of the
Prior
property?
developers did, it was actually done through a savings and loan that failed, and this thing has been a headache for.
Was there any feedback from the lots that have
There were
been sold?
14 lots in the original division that was sold. I sent personal letters with my telephone number to each one of those owners for the tax road. I got one call for someone wanting to sell their lot, and one call for a guy that wanted to buy one of my lots that was next to him on the north side of the road.
Okay. But in general, there was no negative
There
feedback
was no
from.
negative feedback.
Okay. Any further questions?
So how many lots are there gonna be now? Or tracks?
11 tracks.
Okay. I was looking at the deal, I didn't know which one was what you were turning
It's
in.
actually, let's say 12. I gave the permission in those tracts to subdivide them as long as they were 5 acres and had 300 feet of road frontage. And one of my buyers did that.
Yeah, I see track 2A and 2B.
2A and 2B, that's correct.
Mr. County Attorney, you have anything else to add?
I don't have, no, unless somebody else has any questions for me, so.
Any further questions or comments?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir, very much. Well, with that being said, we'll entertain a motion on a petition to abandon part of a plat of the Creekwood subdivision and canceling certain road easements within the Creekwood subdivision
Okay,
located in Precinct 1.
I'll make a motion to abandon part of plat of the Creekwood subdivision and canceling certain road easements within the Creekwood subdivision located in Precinct 1.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cheney, second by Commissioner Tooley. Is there any further comments? All those in favor?
Well, let me ask one thing.
Yes,
Should we name those roads? Or are those roads really easements?
they're easements.
Okay. I'm good.
All those in favor of the motion? It passes. All right. Item 12, receive financial reports. And now that we've jumped up and down the agenda, we have none. Item 13, consider and take action on payroll distributions and account cash sheets. We have none of those today. Item 14, consider and take action on submitted contracts. We have none of those. And item 15 is consider and take action on requests for right-of-way permits, and we have several of those today. On the listing here, we have one in Precinct 1. Precinct 2.
So, Judge and Commissioners, I gave you this is at the Pinnacle Club Golf Course. They're going to be placing a 6-inch bore encased water line that will be crossing County Road 2703. It's also known as Esquire Estates Road. I gave you it's not in your backup, but you'll have a copy over there. And what it is they're going to be sending a line down a private road in an easement, crossing over, and then going and dumping the water to another area inside the golf course. And it will be a 6-inch bore encased. And they have paid, the check is in the judge's office. So I'll entertain any questions.
Questions for the Commissioner?
Hearing none, Judge, I move that we accept the proposed utility line for the Pinnacle Club Golf Course to place a 6-inch bore water line encased crossing County Road 2703, also known as Esquire Estates Road.
I'll second that motion.
With your authorization?
With the Commissioner's authorization to sign.
Okay. Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner Cheney to approve the right-of-way request from the Pinnacle Golf Course LLC for the placement of a 6-inch road bore under County Road 2703, otherwise known as Esquire Estates Road, with the Commissioner's authorization to sign. All those in favor? Item passes. Next one in the lineup is Precinct 3.
Yes, I have one from the city of Chandler. It's a 6-inch water on County Road 3202, which is a road that runs out of the city limits of Chandler, and the city limits is called Old Noonday, and then for about the last 800 or 900 feet, it's a county road, and then it dead end. But they won't put a 6-inch water line in the right of way.
Questions for the Commissioner?
Hearing none, I move we approve the right-of-way permit for the city of Chandler to place a 6-inch water line in the right-of-way of County Road 3202.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Cheney to approve the right-of-way request from the city of Chandler for the placement of a water line along County Road 3202 with the Commissioner's authorization to sign. All those in favor? Item passes.
I have another one from Encore Electric Delivery on County Road 3312, which is north of Chandler, and they're wanting to run a 60 feet overhead primary wire crossing the county road, and it says at the southeast corner of the Copeland property, but they're running it from one side of the road to a new house on the other side of the road.
Questions for the Commissioner?
Hearing none, I move we approve the right-of-way permit for Encore Electric Company to run a 60-foot overhead primary wire crossing County Road 3312.
Second motion.
With your authorization?
With my authorization to sign.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Cheney to approve the right-of-way request for a 60-foot overhead crossing from Encore of County Road 3312 with the Commissioner's authorization to sign. All those in favor? Item passes. All right. Item 12, receive financial reports, and we have none of those today. Excuse me, I backed up, didn't I? Item 16 is consider and take action on submitted budget amendments, and we do have those.
She didn't give them to me, so.
We have one set of budget amendments affecting the District Attorney's Office, and I believe this is the moving of a residual funding in their full-time salary line, or actually from their health insurance into part-time salaries, so that they may be able to hire a temporary part-time worker. Money is within their own budget. Are there any questions?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner McCam to approve the budget amendments as presented. All those in favor? Item passes. Item 17, consider and take action on payment of bills. Ms. Becca.
I do have those this morning. I need approval on bills in the amount of $250,351.07.
Commissioner Tooley, questions?
I have none, Judge.
Commissioner McCam?
I have none.
Commissioner Cheney?
No, sir.
Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the bills.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Cheney, second by Commissioner McCam to approve the bills in the amount of $250,351.07. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Item 18 is consider and take action on submitted plats.
No pass.
Have no plats today. Item 19 is open and consider bids, and we have none of those today. Item 20 is consider and take action to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.